What's going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Tackle Tuesday here on Joe Bob's Bass. Today, guys, I'm super stoked. We are taking a little family vacation over the Thanksgiving week coming up down to Florida. We're staying at a place in Orlando that's got a lot of different ponds, a couple little private lakes real close by and whatnot. So I am bringing a couple different setups and some tackle. And today we're just going to talk about that. All right. So I'm going to kind of show you what I'm bringing down for setups here, rod and reel, kind of talk about where, we'll get into the tackle and the lures and the little box that I'm bringing with, and just kind of how I plan to use this and how I plan to approach my first time ever fishing in Florida, all right? So first up, we've got two-piece rods, two-piece rods because we're all jamming in a car. We're driving there from Minnesota to Florida. Don't want to take up a lot of space. Don't have like a tar, a rack with tubes for big 8-foot rods in it or anything like that. So we've got the Cast King Spartacus 2. This is a 7'6" medium heavy fast. All right, so this is kind of my coverall. I personally like a little bit longer of a rod, so that's why I went with the 7'6". All right, two-piece rod. So boom, just like that. I will have two of these strapped together, tucked behind a seat. That's all the room that it's going to take up, which is super nice. I'm really happy. I did just get this rod. I have not used it yet. It feels really solid quality. I think it's like $40 or $50, so it's really not a bank breaker, but it's cool. It's got this little hook slot here. Instead of kind of the metal on, epoxied into the rod itself, it's just on the reel seat, right? The reel seat on here actually feels really comparable to my St. Croix rod, and I mean, it feels really, really good quality. So with that, I'll be bringing the Shimano Corrado DC. I absolutely love this reel. This is my high gear reel, 8.4, I believe it is, 8.5 gear ratio. Nice big handle on there. I mean, DC, right? You've got that. You gotta love that sound sometimes. But with that, we're probably, I haven't fully decided yet, but probably gonna throw 30-pound braid on there. Just because I do see just satellite images, a lot of kind of pads. I know sometimes the weeds in Florida can be really thick, so might be having to throw either just like a weedless swim bait or a frog, right? So I think 30-pound braid should be enough. Hopefully, we'll see. And then on this one here, this is a Handing M1, I think. No, the Handing Magic L. This is a 7'6" heavy fast rod. Also a two-piece, so just boom, comes apart just like that. I like this rod a lot because it is really kind of my swim bait rod on the go. It's only advertised, I should say. I wouldn't even say rated. I mean, advertised for like 1¼ ounces. I've thrown like the Metro, which I've got them packed up, but Metros, some good size 2.5, even 3-ounce swim baits on this, no problem. So I think it'll be great for if we need it for frogging, but also just those swim baits that we're bringing with, the Metros and whatnot. So with that, I got the Tranx 200. This, we're going to have our classic, my favorite go-to line, the P-Line CXX 17-pound. So we'll have that on the Tranx. This will mainly be kind of the swim bait rod, right? That other one, just being a medium heavy, it's going to be more capable to throw a lot of different things. Now, if we are, we'll get into the tackle that I'm bringing. But if we're like doing any punching with some thick weeds and stuff like that, might be doing that on this rod as well, okay? So that's kind of it, guys, as far as setups. 2 bait casters, not bringing any spinning gear, just because I know I'm going to be throwing swim baits a good amount of the time if I'm able to. And then just really the other tackle that I've got, I don't really plan on being super finessey. And if I can, I'll throw it on the medium heavy, and we'll just have to make do, right? So those are the 2 rods. Again, the Spartacus 2 from Cast King, medium heavy, 7'6" rod, 2-piece rod, and then the Handing Magic L 7'6" heavy fast rod. All right. So now let's get in a little closer. Let's take a look at the box. I'm not fully packed yet or anything. There's a couple chunks of lure that I'm still waiting from a buddy Scott that's letting me use some of his stuff for the trip. But we'll go over into the boat, check out that box, and show you guys what I plan to be doing. All right, folks. So first off, here's the box. No idea how you say this brand name. Layu 501 or Layus 01. I think it's Layu 501. Anyways, stay upright, stay young, stay fishing. That's what that says. Stay young, stay fishing. I just figured that out. I've been trying to look at that for like 2 months now. So that's the tackle box. It should be nice and compact, easy, kind of suitcase style. to grab and go. Up here, we're going to just throw probably a pliers, maybe a little scissors and a knife and stuff, right? And that's pretty much all we're going to be throwing up there. This other stuff here we'll get into here. Here, first off, is just my little terminal tackle hooks and whatnot, right? So we've got some EWGs, got some Ned rings, got some wacky hooks, circle hooks, Nico hooks, drop shot weights if we ever need to do that, 1 MEPS, couple screw locks. That's kind of it. It should cover most of what we need. Next up, we've got a good assortment of chatterbaits. As you can see, all these right here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different chatterbaits that we're bringing, a couple different sizes, a couple different colors, couple different spinnerbaits, just 2 here. I love this one. I actually don't remember the brand name. This is actually a local made, Minnesota made, oops, get it in the camera there. It's a 3-blade. It's red, it's chartreuse. It's got silver and gold blades. This thing's just really very, very flashy. Have not caught a fish on it, but have not fished it a lot. It's kind of a big, heavy spinnerbait. So aside from that, we've got some Topwater Co. small 45-pound clips. I've been absolutely loving these guys. If you haven't, we'll do a Tackle Tuesday on these at some point because I absolutely love these. We'll get into that more, just kind of a different take on the swivel. Gary Yamamoto, the Yamatanukis. If you guys know me, one of my go-to baits, one of my confidence baits, the Yamatanuki. All right, couple little KVD drop shot worms. Like I said, we don't really plan to do that, but I just wanted to have something for everything. The Robo Worm, because it's the Robo Worm, America's #1 finesse worm. If we got to get finessey, that'll probably be option number 1. We've got a customized little 7/0 hook, weedless swim bait paddle tail right there. Another one, this is just a Cabela's brand, right? Just threw those in there in case we ever wanted to try those out. A couple of these Z-Man trick shot shads, another kind of drop shot option, maybe for a Ned rig or something too, might get into that. Wacky worms, because, I mean, it is Florida, right? I know wacky worms kind of work everywhere, but I've seen some donkeys absolutely caught in Florida just on a wacky worm itself. We've got these Temu special fishing lure baits. Temu special. They were like $1.20. Very interesting looking little critter worm kind of things here. So we'll see how those fare. For chatterbait trailers and other things, we've got these kind of the spunk shads from Missile Baits that we talked about, I believe it was last week. And then we've got a big worm here, the 8-inch slim shake worm from Guggen. I don't love a lot of Guggen stuff. Their plastics have some good action, but they break down really, really fast a lot of the time. However, I've caught some absolute huge fish on the big worm. Big worm in Florida hopefully gets bit, so we'll have to see. Then we've got some smaller Emo Kamushis here. Another one of my absolute confidence baits. Teckle Sprinker Frog. Give it a little different presentation on top of the water. We've got another Temu special, trying out some really cheap little fuzzy dice things. They seem okay. We'll see how they fish. And then really just kind of another couple frogs here. And that's pretty much it. Oh, wait. Swim baits. We got 2 Metros. Metros should be kind of our main bait of the week, all right? TK from DRT, Megabass Megdraft 6-inch, and then a Throwbacks cheat code. And guys, that's pretty much it. Over here we got like a jig, a jerk bait, and that might be it. So really, that's pretty much it. That's pretty plain and simple. You know, I'll throw all this back in here. I was just kind of sorting stuff out, getting ready for this video. But that kind of covers almost all of our bases. I think we got just a little bit of everything. So hopefully that'll catch some fish. All right, folks. Well, there it is. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I'm coming to you next week from Florida, maybe catching a fish or 2. Let's really, man, I would absolutely love, if we can get on any fish, that'd be awesome. I know Florida seems really easy to fish. I've heard it's really easy to fish, and then I've heard that's just completely not true at all. And it is really hard to catch even the smallest of fish sometimes. So we will see. We'll see what the weather's doing. We'll see how the bite is. Kind of towards the end of November here, I'm hoping that it's getting kind of that fall bite down in Florida. So hopefully it's good. And then other than that, guys, hope you have a great week. Go out, catch some fish. We almost are at ice fishing season here in Minnesota, so we'll be diving into some of that tackle soon. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, leaving comments on the videos. It really means a ton to me. Love talking to you guys, replying, and really just getting to know more about fishing. So hope this video was entertainment to you today. And if you got any tips for Florida fishing, would love to hear them before I'm down there at the end of the week. Tight lines.